Has anybody here heard of the word domestic violence and abuse? Has anybody here heard of it? Just raise your hands if you are bold enough. Fantastic. Let me hear what you think. What do you think domestic violence and abuse is?
Domestic violence is the violence that happens at home.
Domestic violence is the violence that happens at home. A round of applause, please. Let us hear some. What's your name?
Good luck.
Good luck. So, what do you think domestic violence and abuse is?
Well, I like to explain what is domestic. Domestic is like simple something, while violence is the harm or like trying to attack someone. While domestic violence is like the simple violence at home that can happen between the children, husband and wife, or the family.
Hey. Professor, good luck. In fact, what class are you, sir? Thank you very much. Domestic violence and abuse simply means, when you hear the word domestic, it means where you live. Domestic is where you are familiar with, where you live. Now, what my organization does is to help victims of domestic violence and abuse. Right now, we are on a program, and that is to teach secondary school students what domestic violence and abuse means and help you identify. When you see them, you will be able to identify what domestic violence and abuse is. And I would also teach you the laws that protect you from domestic violence and abuse. Isn't that interesting? To know that there are actually laws that protect you, because as children, at times some of you see fights at home, some of you see fight at school, some of you are people in your neighborhood. That is also domestic violence and abuse. It doesn't mean inside your own house. It could be inside your compound. Some of us live in flats. Maybe there are 4 families living in a compound. So, we would also be showing you what exactly domestic violence and abuse is. So, let us first part of our team that will be pictorial representation of what domestic violence and abuse is. Ice.
Alright, excuse me, please. Food.
Which food?
Food in the house. There's no money in the house. There's no money. Then I need to cook.
This is early in the morning.
Yes.
I don't want
the neighbors to hear us that we have started again. Please.
They go to take you out the house.
I've been using my money since it wasn't enough. You know how the economy is.
Hey.
It's not enough. Will you go and sit down? What would you eat when you get back from school?
I don't have time.
And you don't have to demand.
Listen, I don't have your time this morning.
Sit down.
If you don't know what to do.
You want to run down my business, Abi? You want to come back?
Excuse me.
You come back and meet me in this house.
Good afternoon, students. How have you been doing? So, who can remind us the topic of last week? Belisha.
Thank you, part of speech.
Yeah, part of speech. Clap for her. Now, who can tell us the meaning of a noun? Mary. Sit down first. Mercy, are you in this class? Stand up and tell us the meaning of a noun. What is a noun, Mercy? You will not know anything. You are olodo. You just come to this school to waste your parents' money. Why not just go and be selling my outside there instead of running up and down, disturbing us? You are drawing us back in this school. Be sorry for yourself. Sit down there. Felicia, can you tell us the meaning of it now?
Now is the name of any person, animal, place, or thing.
That's right. Clap for her. We see you next week.
Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands. Don't worry, don't be tired. There are 6 kinds of abuses. Domestic violence and abuse is not just a physical fact. If you open the first page, there are 6 kinds of abuses. The first is called emotional abuse. Emotional abuse. First of all, let me explain to you what domestic violence means. Domestic violence and abuse is simply any behavior or pattern of behavior used to gain control over another. It is used to gain control over another. So the essence of domestic abuse and violence is to gain control over somebody. Children are also victims of domestic violence and abuse from the home or from the school. So anybody can be a victim of domestic violence or abuse. Now, emotional abuse is usually verbal, the kind of words that you that makes you want to cry. The abuse. For example, calling you names, insulting you, continuously criticizing you. Idiot. It happens also at home when you are with jealous people. Maybe your somebody in the house acts in a jealous or possessive manner. Somebody in the school, somebody in your home, an uncle, an auntie, always telling you that you don't know anything, you cannot become anything. That is called emotional abuse. What does this do? It makes you withdraw. You now become quiet. Because anything you say will be used against you. At times, some people become angry. So the slightest thing, and I'm sure maybe there are 1 or 2 of you here that you would notice, they easily get angry because they have been abused, they've been, made to feel bad, and they're just painting it up. So the slightest thing you say to them, they just flare up. Are you crazy? Why would you be talking to me like that? It is emotional abuse. And this is very wrong. The moment you see it, the essence we're here is so you will be able to identify it. That this is called what? Emotional abuse. People that humiliate you in any way. And what will happen? The person will start feeling bad, smell himself. And at times, some people don't talk, they just get home and they sit down. And we say, what's wrong with you? There's nothing. And they continue like that, believing that they smell, believing that they have an odor, believing that they are fat, believing that they are ugly. It's called emotional abuse. It is very wrong. The second is called psychological abuse. Psychological abuse. Have you heard of the word psycho before? Who has heard of the word psycho before? Psycho. Has anyone here seen a psycho before? You're not psycho. What do you think a psycho is?
My name is Eze David. Psychological abuse, like mental.
anybody behaving like that before?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Has anybody seen a madman here on the road? Have you seen a madman before? So if you are going on the road and you see a madman in front of you, what do you do? I don't even know where to go.
To avoid it.
You what?
To avoid.
But why do you? They haven't done anything. They're just walking down. Why do you avoid them?
They can't harm. Because they can harm you.
Even when they haven't harmed you, they can harm you.
Because they will hit you.
You are sure they will hit you. So, what do cycles do? What when you see them? What happens? You are afraid. They haven't even done anything, but just seeing them, you cross to the other side of the road. So, psychological. Let us welcome our other set.
Calm down. I've always told you, just relax. I got you. See, you know what? My dad just got me something last week. So when I come tomorrow, I'm going to see you.
Oh shit.
Don't worry.
Oh shit, my boss. Oh.
Hello? So you don't want to breathe. Like, me and you will turn to me. Can you imagine this riffraff? If I slap you like this.
Boss, don't stress yourself. Let me help you.
See how tattered he is. Just have mercy on me. Have mercy. Leave him. She's so tattered. See. Come and get out of here. I don't even know how you got to this. Bring it. It's contaminating. Go.
Bros, don't worry. I said I'm not worried. Bros, don't worry.
I said leave me alone.
Bring it.
Nothing is contaminated. You can't just deal with that nonsense.
Psychological abuse. Psychological abuse is what you use to bully people. Because you're a senior, come here. Because you're stronger. Or sit down there, bring your food. Psychological abuse. The main essence of psychological abuse is what? To intimidate you. To make you what? Afraid. There are some people you see coming down from when you just see, just cross to the other side of the road, you will hide until they pass. It is an abuse, and it's called what? It is called what? Psychological abuse. What is the essence of psychological abuse? Intimidation. To make you fear. You see some people, when they're angry, they might kick the podium, throw the chairs, pull curtain, because they're angry. They just run. Kick, and they're like, what's wrong now? Stop. What? It's called psychological abuse. It is to make you afraid. They can take the laptop and slam it on the floor. Anywhere you see that, it's called what? Psychological abuse. And it is what? Absolutely wrong. The third kind of abuse is called financial abuse. I'm sure you didn't know that. Financial or economic abuse. Let me let you see a snippet of it. Financial abuse.
Yes, are you almost at the gate? Yes, so which of my iPhone did you come with? I said iPhone 14. Come with the iPhone 14. Calm down, Jerry. Can't you see that I'm making call? What nonsense is this? I'll slap you. When did this one start? You are telling me to calm down. Imagine.
I'm here to collect the one that daddy sent to the account yesterday.
See, I've told you this thing before. The one that daddy sent last week that you've been asking me of, I've not seen a lot. Now, the one of yesterday, is it not the one of yesterday you're talking of? And if you want me to do it for you, you see, if you go to my room, open the cupboard, you see all my dirty clothes there, just wash it. You know you're a good girl. Come and collect it. Come and collect it. Come and collect it.
I'm going to see my menstruation very soon.
See it now. I want me to see it with
Put your hands together. So Financial abuse is when people want to take over your source of income. At home, you can think they give a particular brother money to keep for the sisters or to share. He would never give the younger ones. There are some married people that the husband would take the money of the wife. There are some cases that some wives' salary account is actually the husband's salary, is the husband's account. You cannot, they take your money and then they will now decide how much they want to give you. They share the 2,000 naira between 3 people. I will now take 1,500 and give the remaining 2 of you 500 to my share. It's called economic or financial abuse. Those that take what belongs to others. It happens a lot when, for example, in a family, there is a denied, maybe the loss of a father or the loss of a mother, and the children have to share property. I'm sure you understand that. And then one brother will say, no, this I'm the one that will take it, start fighting because they want to take more than every other. And even among siblings, there's that particular sibling that you cannot give anything for the other. If you give him ice cream for everybody, you would have taken half of it before everybody comes. Or give him chocolates to give, you would have eaten, it's economic or financial abuse. And as you grow, why we are teaching you is so that you know it is wrong. When you take what does not belong to you, especially that which you have not worked for, or when you are given something to hold in trust, in care for another, it is absolutely wrong to take more than your own share. When we tell men to be careful not to marry lazy women, we tell women to be careful, don't marry lazy men. Because what they do is they will take what is yours. Financial or economic abuse. Financial or seems I'm boring today, I think. Financial or is what? Taking more than belongs to you. The next thing, physical abuse. Physical abuse is what you are very used to. The physical abuse is the slapping, is the kicking, is the biting, is the pushing. Let us hear from our group.
Hello? Hey, honey, you're welcome. How's the day? Hey. Hey, sorry. Hey.
Where's my food?
The food is on the still cooking. Almost done.
The food is what?
Is on the fire.
Which fire? Since morning.
No, I went to the salon. You know, I told you I was going to
Which
make
salon?
my...
This hair.
Yes.
Come here. You are the one and only. You are the one. Did I tell you not to tell you? What does it matter? Let me answer that. I was one.
A round of applause. Physical abuse. Physical abuse. I'm sure if you have not seen it before, you have seen it in a movie before, where wife beats husband, husband beats wife, or you think it's only men that beat women. Yes, you have not seen. Some women physically beat up their husbands, some men physically beat up their wives. siblings, brothers and sisters fighting, the older one beating the younger. Every little thing is a fight. It is called physical abuse. And it is very wrong. Now, because of the age of the social media and the increasing knowledge about the anatomy, there's what we call the sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is sexual harassment. How many women have been to the market? And you've gone to the market maybe to buy women. You've been to the market. What did you buy on that? What's your name? Samson. So who has been to like Show Market, Lagos Island Market, those big markets? Ah, fantastic. Let me come to you. What? You know me. So who? You are all now pointing at each other. Who has been to a big market before? But there were hands here now. The hands just disappeared. I'm talking about women. You've been there. Which market? So when you were there, did you meet some people that would say, Auntie, what's buying? You see that? Always pulling women. Why is it only women they pull? Why is it only women they pull? Let me give you an example. Please stand up. That's how you are talking. And the eye makes they don't have shoe or bag. Okay, we're going. Auntie, look at where I'm pulling on. Can you kiss his hand? Auntie, come and buy. I have. What's wrong with you now? You don't like it. And you're like, why are you pulling me? As you're going again. Or you'll be going again. Say, you don't want to buy from me. That is called sexual harassment. And it happens a lot. Where women cannot go out. Somebody will just touch you. Someone will just grab you and pull you. And it happens especially in markets and marketplaces. Bus parks. It is called sexual abuse. Let's see another snippet. Fine baby. Have fun. About you too. See, I'm in shock.
Okay?
Hey, my dear.
Are you okay?
Baba, let's stop the speak grammar now. Stop the speak grammar.
What's wrong with you?
Come to
Do not talk. I mean, don't touch me. Are you
if I
okay?
handle you, listen, if I catch you, hey, thank them. We have done. You recognize that one, Abi? Sexual abuse. Sexual abuse. It's forcing in an act without their consent, especially amongst intimate partners. You also have older people molesting young children. This is where we hear of the term pedophiles. Does anyone know what a pedophile is? Does anybody know? You are quiet too. What is it?
Pedophile is a person who abuses or attempts to rape a young child.
A young child. Can you give me the age bracket of what you consider a young child? A pedophile. 6 is too old. From 0 to 16. We've had cases where you find 2-year-old babies in nursery schools being harassed or being assaulted sexually. I'm handling a case right now where the child is just 4 years old. And you see them, grown men, going after these younger girls. It's usually by people you know, that uncle downstairs, that cousin, that auntie, and then they threaten you. Why do people, they don't talk? Why? Because they threaten. If you tell anybody, I will kill you. If you tell, you know I'm a policeman, my uncle is a general in the army. If you tell your dad, my uncle will kill your uncle, you know, they threaten you. So you are too scared to talk. It's called sexual abuse. Rape. When even adult girls are going, you see some men following and then grabbing them and forcefully having sexual intercourse without the consent. It is called sexual abuse. All of them are under sexual abuse. Touching a girl or touching a man without their consent. At times you are going and somebody just touches the breast or touches you on the bumper or just grabs your hand. It is called what? Sexual abuse. It happens to both men and women. How many know here that men are also raped? Do you know men are also raped? You don't know. Men are also raped. Men are also raped. So it is not a woman problem, it is a human problem because it happens to both men and women. And when this happens, what do you do? What do you do? What if you can't shout? They are bigger than you, they held down your mouth, or they pushed you in a place where you can't move, or they bring out a knife. If you shout, I would stab you. What do you do?
You keep them in the place.
When the person is 2 or 3 times your size, if I hold a knife to your throat, what would you? Can you keep me? Knowing that if I move, I slit your you that. I'm giving you the pamphlet today so that you know. Section 358 of the Nigerian Criminal Code Act. Anyone who commits the offense of rape is liable to imprisonment for life, with or without caning. So if any man would rape a woman and the woman goes to report, it is called life imprisonment for the person. If any people, any bunch of set of thugs or hooligans, or if you are totally misguided, you go rape a man or rape a woman, it is life imprisonment. You will never come out of jail. So if you are moving with people who constantly, or you see someone in your neighborhood, someone around, and you see them constantly grabbing girls, you need to tell them. You say, you know what you are doing is against the law. You tell them that section 360 of the Nigerian Criminal Code Act tells you can go to jail for 3 years. You need to let them know. And the funny thing, any person, according to section 359 of the Nigerian Criminal Code Act, any person who commits 359, anyone who attempts to commit the offense of rape is given of a and liable to imprisonment for 14 years. Now, just an attempt of rape, not that it's successful in raping, just the attempt is 14 years in prison. You know what an attempt is? You have ripped her clothes, you have tried to tear her clothes. So women, know that you are protected. And in times of assault, rape, pedophilia against you, physically or sexually, make sure you report it. Now, for those that witness domestic violence at home, especially between daddy and mommy, for example, section 14 of the law section 14 subsection 1 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibitions Act says anybody who causes emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse on another commits an offense and is liable upon conviction to imprisonment not exceeding 1 year. Do you know that verbal abuse? You are very stupid, you are smelling, you are, if they have proof against you, could send you to jail for 1 year. That is if you cause someone emotional abuse. Yes, you look around, all those people you have abused. Section 19, subsection 1 says a person who batters his or her spouse, that is his or her husband or wife, commits an offense and is liable upon conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years, or to a fine not exceeding 200,000, or both. So, if you know of anybody that is always fighting with the wife or beating the husband, tell them that, do you know that what you are doing is right here in this country? So you keep it, because it actually teaches you something. You tell them that this is 3 years imprisonment. Once you have proof, soon enough you will grow and you will have camera phones when you are able to work for it. We're actually distributing some papers for you to just fill briefly. There's no names, you don't need to write your names or any phone number or anything. Just fill it privately.
Fill on its own.
Privately, just privately. So please stop looking left or right, it is not an exam question. You are not writing exam.
Hello.
And then, do you know that, funny enough, this is what you don't know. Someone who takes your money, that brother, that sister, and for those that have fathers, mothers who take each other's money, section 12, subsection 1 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act says the person who causes false financial dependence or economic abuse of another commits an offense and is liable upon conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years. So please do not take what does not belong to you. Do not eat more than your share because it is a crime. I will give you 1 minute, just 1 minute. Just fill it up. Just tick, no names, no phone numbers, nothing, no names. Stop looking left and right. I will know those that keep in the exam now. This is what you will exam. 1 minute, just tick, and tick.
It should be done by now.
Please just be as sincere and as faithful so that we will know how to help you. And then if you have a question, please immediately you submit. We'll just give some minutes so that I answer your questions. Just tick. Please, if you finish, just raise it up or come round and collect. Tick. Once you're done.
It's here, you say. That's it.
Please, once you're done, just raise it up. Somebody will be there. I'm seeing some necks. Some, giraffes have long necks.
Hello, are you copying somewhere?
Once you're done, just raise your hands up. Please, no names, no numbers. Just tick, and then raise it up. 1 more minute, please. Just raise it up. No looking.
Sorry. I can't see myself.
There's looking abuse.
Look.
There's looking abuse. Jesus raise it
That
up.
means I will not live here.
30 seconds more.
Don't tell you now. So maybe there is.
Let's raise it up and someone will connect. You can call somebody to be helping you take this out. I can see people singing together. I don't understand. How are you singing it together? Do you live in the same house?
Okay, now it's time.
Are we done? Well, okay. Okay. Well done here. Please, if you have any question, if you have any question, whatever, please feel free to ask me. Yes. What do you think?
What if someone physically abused, emotionally, what do you do?
What if someone physically abuses you? Now, if it is school, if you are in school, you have teachers that you can report to. And I'm sure every school has a zero physical violence policy. But if you are at home, you can first of all report to your parents. But if it is serious, you go straight to the police station. Report to the police station. Now, when you look at this pamphlet I gave you, if the assault is such as of a sexual nature, there are some organizations that are put at the back of this that they can reach out to. Or you can even call me directly. My phone number is at the base of the pamphlet.
Any solution from
So the question is there any solution to sexual and physical abuse? The solution is punishment. The solution is punishment. Why is it low in some countries and high in other countries? Why is it low in some countries and high in another country? Because some countries punish. You cannot get away, they lock it up. So that scares the next person. That, this brother will do this thing. He's still in prison. It scares you. But when there is no punishment and there is no consequence, nothing happens to them. They are out on the street again, looking for the next girl, looking for the next guy. It becomes high in society. So the solution is to report them. Do you understand? The solution is to report and to make sure they are punished. Okay.
Sorry.
I want you to say it loud.
Why do you call emotional abuse? If someone gives us say that you're small, do you know what you feel? People are all see our body.
Wow.
Okay, what's your name? Ada, you are the first female child. Okay. So Ada, you are slim. Your ears are like that of a goblin. But you see that it's not true, so I can call you whatever I want. And now you will be angry. So you see that it's not always true. It's called abuse. It's not said to make someone feel bad. Do you understand? I can just pass it to me, but it's just working. But that is his way he's working. Do you know if he had an accident and his bones are not fully formed? You know why they walk like that? They walk like crazy. But actually, he had an accident and his bones are not fully formed. So he now starts feeling bad, crying. At times, he now don't want to go out because people are abusing him. So just go your way and let them go their way. Do you understand? Oh wow. Please, can someone help me?
That was sorry. Please stand. Hello, please, bro. No, go up beside that. It will go.
Does it involve sexual abuse or emotional abuse?
It's causing emotional abuse. I want you to say it louder.
Bullying a pregnant woman, does it involve emotional abuse or sexual abuse?
Bullying a pregnant woman is called domestic violence. Because bullying, you have to touch, you have to abuse, you have to a pregnant woman. So that is not, bullying is not abuse.
I guess so.
It falls under domestic violence. Do you understand? The fact that you didn't pregnant, it can be said that it is even sexual abuse domestic violence. You know, at times, one act can have 3 different punishments. Do you know that one act at times can have 3 different punishments? Okay, if you don't want to ask, you can also write it down and pass it, because there are some things that are private. You might not want people to know.
In cases where you are being abused frequently and you reported to the said authority, but no solution, nothing has been done to you, and the person knows reported, and they come to threaten and blame you, and they are still continuing to blame you. In that case, what are you going to do?
The authorities being the police.
Yes.
So the problem we have is that the normal policeman is not trained for issues regarding domestic violence and abuse. There is a particular section in every police station called Human Rights Department. Or there are 2 state commands, that is PANTI, that is the Criminal Investigation Department. It's in your pamphlet. They have a gender division. Those policemen are trained especially for that. Then you have the state command in Kenya, the gender unit. That is why they are waiting for you to just come and report that kind of abuse. In Alausa, there is the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. That is what they do, free of charge. You just go and you make your complaint. You heard of Baba Station? Baba Station. Did you see me in any of the videos? You won't recognize. I was one of the lawyers there too. How many know the case of Osinachi? I was also one of the lawyers there. We are losing people. People are killing people because of this, what you see as easy. Domestic violence and abuse. Between January and March, we buried 64 women this year, lost to domestic violence and abuse. Right now, it's 1,320 citizens in Lagos State to domestic violence and abuse. It is a very serious crime, and the reason is this: because we don't report. So they get older, they do to somebody else, but that person may not survive what they survive. Yes, please go on.
Use the mic, please.
Defense mechanism.
Yes.
How do you mean defense mechanism?
We have a scenario whereby, let's move for instance, you are kind of young in the house, youngest, and you're the only one surviving between your mom and dad, and maybe you're fighting and you have to save them, then you defend each of them one. And is it wrong? I want to know at that point, what do you say about that?
We are separating the fights.
So it's not wrong. What of when it comes to assault?
Assault, how do you mean?
When someone sexually harass you or something like that, and you hit the person.
Self-defense now.
Now, this is what I teach gentlemen and ladies. When you are walking on the road, don't just walk carelessly. You need to observe people on your left. You need to observe people on your right. You need to see if somebody has been, you take this corner, that person takes that corner. You're walking, you turn here, the person turns there. Next thing you do what? You run. Or you scream. You scream or you run. If it is in the house, it is your own house. And daddy and mommy are fighting. You go in between them. If they do before, Osinachi had 4 children. Can you imagine how it is for children to witness the father kill the mother? You need to raise an alarm. You need to raise an alarm. Don't just keep quiet. It is wrong. what they are doing is wrong. You need to tell them that, Daddy, do you know this can send you to 3 years in prison? Mommy, do you know you can go 3 years in prison for what you are doing? Call your daddy's brother. Call your mommy's uncle. Call all of them. After pounding, you know this pounding, what they used to pound here. Pistol, pistol. Mother, the mother was pushing the father, and the father got up and the brothers went to the kitchen and jumped on the table. If anybody touches anybody in this house, I will break your head. Everybody just started laughing. But I'm warning you, somebody will not sleep in this house. It was a very funny, the boy was just 4 years old. And he said, somebody will not sleep in this house. Daddy, you'll be fighting. Mommy, you'll be fighting. If anybody, I will break. Then he went down. Everybody was just looking. And he has done a good job. He has separated fight. You understand? Whatever you have to do to separate, do it. Anybody with yes. Yes.
I have a one touching question.
Yes.
Now, looking at this abuse, can it be seen when we're trying to looking at it, both is between the civilian and the military? Do they have equal rights for that same abuse? Looking at the comparison between a civilian and the military, now feeling that they are all humans. What can we say? Is it also applicable? Of course, by comparison. Of course. Because in particular case, I believe last week, I was listening to this Wazobia FM. So a particular policeman was on his bike and eventually hit a particular pregnant woman. So along the line, that policeman started slapping the woman just because of she was trying to shout. So in that case, they arrested her. So that is why I'm asking that question.
Oh, you know when, yes, they can arrest because he's a policeman. But when there is a report on that, the policeman will be arrested and he will lose his job. It's just very simple. He will lose his job. Just report. Report. That is it. You can listen to me. I'm on Nigeria every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'll be on the radio again tomorrow morning, every 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. Nigeria Info 99.3 AM. You can tell Daddy and Mommy to also listen. So I have some questions here. Let me deal with people who are asking first. Please. The question that has A, B, C.
That question.
Sir, I have a question. So when we're talking about when we're in the market, and so when people are selling something, proves you, I think that is abuse, and sexual abuse. But the person did not touch your private part, so how is that? I don't understand.
Every part of you. Okay. Can you take your sexual organs away from the rest of your body and let them be there and you will be there? So to get to your sexual parts, they have to touch your body. So it's called number 1, assault. Number 2, molestation. Unwanted touch. You can't just touch people. Do you understand? So, any other person before I go into
Sorry, go.
please, go ahead.
Sorry, I can.
I want to
Can there be any case of rape until a married man married woman that they are living in the same house. Have there been any issue of rape before?
Well.
Can we check the definition of rape? The definition of rape is sex without consent. I say no, I don't want. And you say yes, you must want. I've paid your bride price. You belong to me. And then you fight. She says she doesn't want. She starts kicking at you. Hold that down. You read people. That is the very meaning of rape. But here we say, how can a husband rape a wife? It is unwanted sexual intercourse. Yes, please. I don't have to conclude.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Aguda. I have a question. The present political scene in Nigeria has become divided between ethnicity and religion. How can we try to avoid this hate that is going on? Because now people are losing their friends, people are even being attacked. Some even call it spirituality, some people are being attacked one way or the other. So how can such things be managed? Because it's becoming scary and somehow it's encouraging political apathy.
Thank you very much. Well, if you want to clap, we can clap properly. First thing, that is a political question. It's not domestic violence and abuse, but I would.
The battery is going down.
If our law enforcement agency, the law does not know whether you are in your bank or South, the law is the law. If not that politicians are using tribe to divide us, the police ought to do their job. If you beat somebody, it's called assault and prosecution. It's not because maybe they want to arrest you, they now say, where are you from? You're back there. The law is the law, and this is just political. And that is why we need to vote people that can do the job. We need to vote the right people in office, from your local government chairman to your reps in the House of Reps to, we need to vote the right people and stop voting thugs into places of power. Because this is not a problem. Nigeria is not the only country that has different tribes or ethnicities. It's all over the world. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Law is law.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask, why are you using God in casting? You are not using God.
Yeah, politics again. You are calling the place of domestic violence.
Give me that.
Like a woman passing the case, maybe she married to a lawyer, sat the lawyer you gotta file a case against the man. And the man now tells the woman that he has to speak before he can file the case. What do you call that? What is the solution?
It's called sexual abuse because if a woman has money to pay, it doesn't need to sleep. But at times you take advantage of people that don't have. But if you want me to do this for you, you enter the bed. It's sexual abuse. And if you report that lawyer, his license will be taken. You will not be able to practice law again.
because they don't take that in the bigger profession. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Good luck,
Professor Jonathan. Yes, it's Ada.
Don't we make to have
You have freedom. Who said you don't have freedom?
and they need to
Come on, sorry.
You report to the police, they don't believe you. The police cannot take it, so they need the person at the report. So if that one does not want to hear, listen, you don't just walk out of the police station. You ask for his organ that you want to see the people. Do you understand? You cannot go to report and a policeman will tell you no. You ask for their boss, and if it doesn't, it's not working, you go to the state command. That is the state CID. I put it there in the pamphlet. It is there. The state CID. You report them. But people are discouraged. The moment you go to the police, you say this and they talk anyhow to you, they are just angry and you go. Don't go. Ask for their bosses or go to the state command. Yes. Because of that casino pressure, you ask.
You should move closer. Oh, just go.
Okay, in a case whereby you tell a girl, let's say 18 or 19 years, you tell her, I love you. I could go and tell her, I love you. Like, there's no contact. Just like I love you. Is there any crime or something?
If you love someone, you welcome to tell them you love them.
So I want to go into the questions now. Ladies and gentlemen, what if you have a father that always has sex with you and you have always told your mom, but she doesn't listen to you and you don't have a phone, nobody, you don't have anywhere to go? What are you supposed to do?
That's a real question.
What is, I hope you have a pamphlet. At the bottom of that pamphlet is my phone number. Please call me.
When you
get it, you can get it. You can send it. Or you can go in Alonso, there's what we call women affairs. But you can't just get money and then go for Alonso. The easiest thing for you to do is to pick up your phone or just find a way. You come to school, there are teachers here, and you can see, please, can I use 1 minute on your phone? Please call me. And if you are that person, you see anybody wearing this top of mine that is standing next to you, everyone will just approach them and just start and say you're the person. Do something about it immediately. Why is it that when a girl is sexually abused and she tells her mom that obviously is her fault, and instead of helping her to beat her and chase her or disown her? That is a very big problem. If you listen to my program tomorrow, this is what I want to talk about. How parents that are supposed to protect you are the ones that will push you into danger. They see your affliction and then they do not respond. It is an abnormality. It is abnormal. But you need to understand that not every child is a child and not every parent is a parent. If it happens, and instead of helping you, they not chastise you and label you, please give me a call. It makes it easier. Instead of you just my number is there, just call me and send a text message. We will do something about it. How can psychological abuse be cured? How can sexual abuse be cured? In fact, I'm just looking for a cure for everything. How can physical abuse be cured? If a man touches a boy is private. How can AIDS be cured? Is there a cure for AIDS or HIV? So you see that there is not a cure. It's how can it be dealt with. You need to, if anybody is psychologically abusing you or sexually molesting you, you need to report. It is the authorities that is the cure. They will cure the person by taking the person and applying the relevant laws. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. Speak out. Let me read the other question. What if you were not technically abused, but you feel like you have been abused? That is, for example, your friend or classmate makes you feel insecure. I like this person. The grammar is makes you feel insecure or not safe because of how they look at you, like they look at you sexually. Oh, that is also an abuse. You have the guidance and counseling department. You have a fantastic principal. You have teachers that you trust and you can talk to, and you can report the person. Just walk up to them and tell them that this person does so and so. They will know how to deal with the person. The person might not even know it is you that reported them. They will just, caution the person. If it is bad, they might call the person's parents and then report them, tell the parents what their child is doing. Don't be afraid to report. Nothing is going to happen to you if you report. If you report today, the sun will still rise tomorrow. Nothing is going to happen. Please, when a teacher says you're stupid or tosses anything near him or her, tosses it to you or throws it at you, what can you do about it? When a teacher constantly abuses you, class, what are the steps you can take to stop that? You can always walk. You can always walk in. That is why you have a principal or a vice principal. Those are the heads of all teachers. And if you cannot report, you can tell your parents that, you see, it has to be that you have done something. You understand? There was a case where a boy came to report, and when we got, the boy actually stole something from the past, and the teacher found out it was in the bag. And the teacher took a cane and gave her 3 strokes of cane. And then she went to report, and then came with the parents, and they said, what happened? They now saw that your daughter stole something in school. It was a shameful thing for the parents. When you are being punished, it is not abusing. You do something wrong. But if you do nothing at all, and you have someone that is just always your stupid, then that is where the problem is. There are also different degrees to punishment. It's not that you will now injure somebody in the name of punishment. When your sisters abuse you, your parents abuse you, and you don't say anything, what will you do? Okay, your sisters abuse you, everybody is abusing you, there's nobody left in the family. So there's nobody you can even report. If everybody, including your father, your mother, your sister, are you sure that you are not the reason that they are abusing? I wish you were sending me money. This one. I wish it was money you were not doing it.
More money.
Okay. If the abuse is not from all your family members, then I think you should call the attention of someone your father respects, or you could discuss it with your teacher in school to know that you are from an abusive home. Do you understand? Thank you very much. Abuse is not normal. This is it. Please don't question. What if your parents usually say, What if your parents usually sell you off to men for money? What do you do? It is called sexual abuse. Please call my number. Please call my number. If you just call the number at the, or you reach out to the teacher or the principal and ask them to call me. Do you understand? While I was in my years, while I got married, I dated a woman who ran away from home when young, when she was 15. Her father died then, her mother was so old, so they sent her to Lagos to stay with her auntie. And her auntie would lock her up in a room and then bring men and lock them up in the room. So from the age of 13, her auntie started collecting money from men to pimp her out. So one day she ran away from home and since then she never went back home. This is a crime to sell a child off to men. Please report to the authorities or you can report to me. Thank you. If nobody cares about you and you are abused, what will you do? When you say if nobody cares about you, that's not totally correct because people don't know you. They don't really know you. If you are abused, you have teachers here that you can talk to. You have the authority that you can have. And you can always let us know. Thank you. There are scenarios whereby, although very rare, person sleeps with a It's like if people are punishing you. If you sleep with a corpse, it is a crime because it is against the course of nature. So you know those who attack at the graveyards, they say that they have the capacity to take the head, some sleeping. It is a crime, it is an abnormal behavior. What if your father abused you? What will you do? Your father says you are very sick and then he has abused me. Make sure it is not because you have done something. When someone threatens you that if you tell that they will kill you with a gun, and with the gun pointed at the person, and he shoots you, you won't get again by dying and going to heaven. If a person threatens you, please report to the authorities. What if you get raped, but when you try to report the person begs you, but at the end does it again? Will it be too late to tell your family? What would you report the person? First of all, there are some crimes that are against your body. Some people could get raped and contract a disease. Do you understand? You might contract a disease you don't know. But if you tell on time, they might be able to examine you and treat you before it becomes a permanent disability or a problem. Rape is not something you cover up. When the person does it again, please, if you did not report the first time, please report the second time. It doesn't make it less bad. Maybe because you feel that, oh, I didn't report the first one. No, you report it. That he did it, I was afraid. You tell that I was afraid to talk, but he did it again, I just have to talk. Report the person. Why is sexual abuse commonly occurs amongst family members and relatives? For instance, an uncle molesting a 7-year-old girl or a father sleeping with his daughter. What is the solution? Report. Because if you don't, it will continue. You need to stop it. 3 years ago, we had
A 13-year-old girl who was pregnant for her own father. At the same time, her mother was 7 months pregnant for the same man. So there were 2 pregnant people in the same house for the same father. So when Is there any such thing as consensual marriage? Oh yes, yes. More important question is why is it as a result of a fight? So it is important that you know that we so that stages to what if you were not technically absent? What if you had a 100% what will also make the shortest someone who cannot control themselves. When we talk, if it becomes one case, then we go and report this police station. Police will invite you and they will sign an activity that will not be true. The moment he hits you and he has already sent your notification. Can it be somehow? What use your own stuff? Some people will hit them because angry. What you say? Why is it that the man touches the soft woman and he's going out to prison? That's what maybe they feel that Even the phone you let, we don't every assault. But please, if you are sexually assaulted, let them wash out your system. Report. Number one, it is important to you have to report to a hospital or a clinic. You said the person who causes emotional abuse what is the person please continue. 200,000. Your handwriting is. Is it 200 or that person to life? The issue is that suicide is not any question. You kill yourself, the person still lives on. It's better to migrate, become rich and wealthy, that you are now memory. You are the one that you already said that is but that is not the end of your life. And incident does not mean your life is over. Does not mean your life is over. Suicide is not an option. Nigeria, suicide is even it is a crime. Yes, they don't want you to die. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think what if you're constantly abused by your classmates? I just think you are flat. If look at what your child is saying. You need to just look at what your child is saying. You need to just quiet and start singing that. What if I don't like that? Something that after all the person to press up. It's whatever you want to say. After all the person to like the issue here is when we do sex service. Please, thank you very much. I was also there listening what you are saying. Your organization, This problem has eaten into the side. And we are taking the right decision. Schools have rights. Yes, schools have rights. Children have rights. Children have rights. You shine. The constitution. They are portals. They are portals. They have already talked to you. They have already talked to you. Pray that God will help you. I will not fail my parents. I will not fail my parents. We are talking about this day. Say, Father, help me. Say, Father, help me. I will not disappoint you. I will not disappoint you.